Hello traders and investors, welcome back to another market update. We're going to take a look at the currency market and see what's going on in terms of technical analysis. Let's start with Euro USD. We can take a look here and see that we do look like price wants to come up and retest this area here, which is a previous level of resistance, a pretty significant one at that too. So as price comes up to this point, it could be interesting to see if we could get some sort of dip here off of this level of resistance. Now, if we start to see a fall here, a level like this level here, 1.0781, might be a potential target to think about, at least one that I am going to be watching myself. GBP USD is the next one here, and you can see this one actually starting to get some really strong rise to it. GBP, the pound pairs are really on the rise here at the start of the week, and you can actually see if we draw in this Fibonacci tool, we actually broke clean through the 50% level, and it looks like price wants to head up to the 61.8 level of retracement. As we come up to that level, it's potentially a point where we could see sellers step in. However, I'm still watching to see if price can get up to the 200 period moving average. If we pop that on the chart, it's a little bit further past the 61.8. I think it's possible that price does want to retest that level, especially here maybe this week or next week as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. Next up is USD JPY, which did sell off pretty extensively, and we do see kind of an interesting candle printing here, a little bit of indecision as price pulled back pretty steadily, and then now we see kind of a pause here. Now also on top of that is we do have this level of support lined up with that area. So if we do see this candle close potentially bullishly, it could actually lead to another push to the high side, and this may actually be a decent pullback setup on dollar yen to consider. XAU USD is the next move. Look at this crazy candle that we've been seeing here. You can see we've seen price move all over the place. We dipped really hard, and now we found some rally here. Now, as price does continue to rally here, the next major point of resistance is going to, of course, be the recent highs there. If price does find its way up there, it will be interesting to see if price can have the steam or can get the steam up to break through that level and continue the overall move. Now the thing here is with gold is that the overall trend is to the upside. We've seen a lot of whipsaw recently, and until we see a major break of high structure, this kind of is a ranging market right now. You can see we've potentially entered an area where there's buyers here, there's sellers here, there's buyers here. Right? So until that starts to kind of break structure either to the long side or the short side, trades are not as super interesting to me at this point. Now, I will say there may be some shorter term trades where there's pullbacks in the middle of this kind of move. If we see a pullback to something like this area here, this previous support level, if we look left, might actually be a decent level to potentially the idea of looking to get long. That's something that interests me. Of course, my own opinion. Let's see what is going on Brent crude here. We can take a look and see. You can actually see we've sold off pretty extensively here as well on oil. And it looks like we're even breaking through the lows. So as price starts to break through the lows, if we get a nice close underneath, if we get a strong daily candle underneath, I think it's potential that we still see more crash to come here on all of this oil movement that we see. Euro GBP selling off very nicely off of the highs. You can see that we put in the highs here, and then price overall fell from that point. As we pull back, there are some levels to consider. If we get our fibs going, you can see we are nearing the 50%, but I really like the 61.8 because we had kind of a rejection point right here. We fell and then we rose, right? Well, if price comes down to that level, there was a pretty strong convincing breakout there before. So it's potential we see a potential bounce there on Euro Pound. Finally, we have AUD USD, which is on the rise. I still think AUD USD has the potential to get back to retest this trend line. That is something that I'm still watching for, as we have talked about for the last couple weeks, really. So watching that on AUD USD. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and we will see you next time.